Oh, to be perfectly honest, money. If I got the certification, I'd get a promotion. So that was the very, very first thing that popped on in there, and I think it's a lot. I think it's that way for a lot of people, to be honest. Well, I'm an instructor, and so having the ability to go in and with just the absolute plethora of information that we're provided with in the Certified Network Defender coursework allowed me to see things in a whole different way, and to be able to present them to my students in ways that I guess I hadn't thought of prior to taking the course. And so much like when I got my master's of information technology, it opened up pretty much a whole new world for me with respect to how to discuss networking and defense of network and what we're actually seeing and how we can apply that to the defense of our network. Well, with this particular course, and what I really like, especially version 2, is the structure of taking a look at the endpoints and knowing that a network defense starts with endpoints and going back to that, because really where are a lot of our issues stemming from inside of the network? It's right at that workstation with the user, and knowing that we have to train the user and how to discuss these things. That particular aspect on the one side is fantastic, and then on the other side, when we've got different modules, network monitoring, where we really dig into the TCP connections and being able to open up different Wireshark captures and being able to look at what's actually going on in there. So we see this network defense from both sides, really, in this course, and that has allowed me to take a look at different things inside our networks and assist with questions that maybe network engineers might have. Yeah, I think the most interesting part is being able to get into the network monitoring and looking at the different aspects of the packets coming across. We spend a lot of time, me as an instructor with my students, digging into use of Wireshark and the different types of monitoring tools to open up packets in there. Now, for me, being able to teach the students that and being able to see the very specific information inside of the courseware is paramount to my success as an instructor. Absolutely. When we get into social engineering and what many of us receive every day in our email, these phishing emails, right? In fact, when we talk about the various different types of phishing emails, what we've implemented here at our company is the ability to share across using our internal messaging system. Hey, I got a phishing email, or I think this is a phishing email, and share it with everybody. So we're combining with that knowledge that we've gained about different types of phishing and social media campaigns. We're kind of doing real-time training with that internally. Yes, I have. I've done the Security Plus, the Pen Test Plus, the Cybersecurity Analyst. I'm currently working on CISSP, and whatever else comes down my way. And what I've noticed in the CND program is that it takes you back to that core of the endpoint, whereas the other ones don't really do that. And there's more breadth, I suppose you would say, whereas the CND goes into the endpoint as this focus of network defense, and then also pivots and shows you the relationship in between the networking devices and the endpoints. And I don't think the other ones do that well enough. So I was very, very happy to see that change in version 2 of CND. Yes, I've done the Network Plus, and in fact, I still teach Network Plus, and I was technical writer on a Network Plus book last year. Um, Network Plus is a wonderful foundational course, and I think you need to have that in order to move forward in the cybersecurity industry, to be brutally honest. Now, what CND does is it steps it up, and it really says, okay, now you understand subnetting and you understand segmentation, but let's take a look at the packets coming across. What is actually happening? How can you read them? How can you understand what it is that the tools are providing you when you see alerts, when you see a spike in some activity, these indicators, as we call them? And how does that correlate back? Network Plus doesn't go there, nor does it need to. This type of a class takes you to that level so that you can really apply those concepts into your work as a network defender. Well, I think it's absolutely essential that network defenders take a course such as this CND, as it really, I don't think it's one of these that you go into and say, hey, I've got this certification, I'd like to come into the cybersecurity world. I think this is one of those where you get into the networking, into the security operations center, and then you take this class, and so you can move into that next level of understanding and into tier 2 and tier 3. Oh, there has to be a need for it, right? I mean, we're getting hit and pummeled with new threats all the time. We take a look at the last couple of modules of this class, and we're getting into threat intelligence, attack surface analysis, things like that, where we are taking all of these new threats coming in and learning how do we consume this information? How do we not just consume the information? How do we separate kind of the chaff from what's important in our organization, and then apply that in with our tools and our monitoring? If you don't take a class like this, where are you going to learn that? You can go take a master's degree and come out 2-3 years later. You can take this course, and there you've got this, vast amount of information, let alone all of the white papers that you get, so that you can constantly go back. I almost, refer to all of this white papers that we get in our downloadable files in the courseware as my Harvard Business Review course information that I continually can go back into and look up material and that. So you have to continue your education. I think this is a perfect one for somebody already in the industry. Yeah, cybersecurity, where did this term come from, right? Because we've always been doing it. For me, it started in the military when I was working on networking systems, and then I worked at Boeing as an information systems specialist. I got my MCSE, and then went to work in Microsoft's global data center. And every step of the way, from going to Microsoft to then going to some .coms and setting up network operation centers, we all apply security, right? And so it wasn't necessarily termed that, but that's what we were doing. So from being a network-focused type of individual focused on the security of the network, to then also kind of pivoting a little bit in my career when I went to be an application developer, a mobile app developer, and then leading teams to do that. Now you've got secure development operations. We didn't know what that was back in the day, and then we moved into it, and we learned these things. I would say if I would have taken this type of a course back when I first started, I'd have been leaps and bounds ahead of where I was in order to go along on my journey. I'm happy with my journey. We just didn't have things like this when I got started. You've got to take CND if you're going to be serious about working in a network operations center, a systems or security operations center. The Network Plus course gets you started. Some Cisco courses get you started. Security Plus gets you started. This really ramps it up and allows you to understand why are things happening. Not just they're happening, take action, follow the directives and the SLAs and the SOPs that I have, but why are they happening? Can I then move in and get promoted so that I can take a little bit more a strategic view rather than the daily tactical type of activities that we'd see in a tier one type of position. So if you want to get promoted, take this course.